Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? Wherever you are listening, this is the sound of freedom, and I am your host, Lucy Wanjiru. How are you doing? How is life taking you? Did you know that having an honest conversation, candid and real, can actually change the trajectory of your day? I'm telling you. Welcome on board. No matter what you're going through today, I believe this is a moment to change that trajectory. After you have listened to this conversation, I'm sure the trajectory of your day is about to change. Hey, we are living in such a time when people are so uncomfortable with the truth. They are actually so unaccommodative of honesty. Basically, they regard honesty as disrespectful. And if you become candid to them, they see you as a rude person. And therefore, it is good to have such a space. This space is where we become fearless, we become real, we become honest, we become candid without fear of contradiction. So, karibu, welcome on board. Today, if you indulge me for just a minute, we want to discuss about freedom. What is freedom? Were we born with freedom? Ask yourself, how do you define freedom according to you? Whatever that discussion, whatever that definition of freedom is to you, were you born with it, or have you had to fight for it right from the onset of conception, of birth? When you come to this world, I believe that we begin the fight of survival to live in our mother's wombs. And then when we enter the world, the vastness of the battlefield is undescribable. It changes its name from survival to control. People, institutions, communities, circumstances, things, habits, they just want to control us. And we reach a point in our lives, every phase, every stage, every diversion of our lives, there is a battle of control. You meet people, you go into workspaces, you go into institutions, into communities, and the bottom line is control. Do they have control over your life, or are you in control? That becomes the basic question. It becomes narrowed down to numbers. People, communities, institutions have narrowed down to numbers. That is how they count their success in terms of how many people are we controlling right now. Do not be carried away. Do not become part of these numbers. Find yourself. Get your freedom. And how can you do that? You can only find yourself by, number one, acknowledging the areas of your life that you are actually in captivity, that you've lost your freedom, that you have actually never gained your freedom in those areas. Acknowledge them. Sit down with yourself. Take a time of meditation, silence, get out of the mob and go to your personal space. Create it if you don't have. And then reach out to your soul and have a very, very candid discussion around the areas of freedom and captivity and control. List the areas of struggle down and then go on your knees and ask God for help. Because only God can set you free from all the shackles that bind you up. Hey, keep listening to the sound of freedom. I am Lucy Wanjiru. Thank you for listening.